Have you ever walked a certain distance and then noticed how long it took you to walk that distance, and then you calculate how long it would take you to make the whole trip? For most of you, it's a resounding no. But if you're like me, a bit of a math geek, then you might have done that. I have done that sort of thing. My name is Paul Pasulka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 3, Section 3, Number 9, which reads, Nate walks 25 meters in 13.7 seconds. If he walks at the same rate, which of the following is the closest to the distance he will walk in 4 minutes? So how are we going to approach this? We have two things. Number one, you might notice that the time units are different. We've got seconds and minutes. So we either have to convert seconds to minutes, which would be kind of ugly, or we can convert minutes to seconds, which I think would be a little bit easier. So the second thing you need to know is that you got to set up a proportion here. How do you know you got to set up a proportion? Well, whenever you have three values, here we've got a 25, a 13.7, and a 4, see if two of them have the same units or units that are comparable. Here we've got seconds and minutes, they're both time units, and see if the other is in some unit that's being asked about. So we've got 25 meters, and the question is, what's the closest to the distance? So we know we've got to set up a proportion. How are we going to set up a proportion? Well, there's 4 correct ways to set up a proportion. I'm going to do just what looks easiest here. So if we've got 25, I'm going to put an M there just to show you how the units work out, but that is not a variable. So he's going to walk 25 meters in 13.7, and I'm going to put a little s there for seconds. And the question is minutes. Now, do I put 4 minutes on the top and the bottom? First of all, I'm not putting minutes at all. I'm putting seconds. So how many seconds are there in 4 minutes? You've got to multiply it by 60 because there's 60 seconds in a minute, and you wind up with 240. So is that going to go on the top or the bottom? It's going to go on the bottom. How do we know it's going to go on the bottom? Because the bottom is time units. So the bottoms have to have a relationship with each other. In this case, they're both time. And then the top and the bottom on any given side has to have a relationship with each other. And those do because it's 25 meters in 13.7 seconds. So that's how you know you set up your proportion correctly. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an X over here. And what you could do is you could cross multiply and set equal. So I'm going to pull up my calculator over here. If you do 240 times 25, you're going to get 6,000. And then if you divide it by 13.7, you wind up with 437.95, which is answer choice B. Now you might have missed that setup. Remember what we're doing whenever we have fractions and we have a variable, we cross multiply and set equal. So what this would actually be is 13.7x equals 25 times 240. And what we just saw is when we multiply the 25 and the 240, we get 6,000. And then when you divide by 13.7, these cancel, and you get that x is about 450. Notice it says closest to, so don't think you made a mistake just because it's not exact. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble setting up proportions. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.